Welcome to Landrianka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and start living an awesome, beautiful life. It's sunny here in Georgia, beautiful day. I need to mow my lawn, it's been raining a lot. So I'm going to get out there. I have a lot of freedom and flexibility because I have an online business. No, it's not always easy. It's like anything else. You have to constantly improve and expand, and that's also part of the journey, and I hope you can enjoy the journey. So let's talk about expansion today and what you're asking for. I do this myself. I try to be realistic about certain things because I don't even want to put pressure on myself to do certain things, but I do anyways because I'm like a super achiever. Some of you can relate to this. There's a cloud out there. It's getting dark in here. All right. So, are you limiting yourself in your request to the universe? Which is a request to you, by the way. The universe is not separate from you. Are you limiting yourself? You know, I set some new goals. I'm like, okay, I am at this brink where I can take everything in my life to a very big level. I mean, I could really explode, and I've sort of been sitting here going, okay, I've worked up to this, I've built this, this is all working, I know what I need to do, I know what I want to do, I know what I'm passionate about. This channel was so unexpected. I was an investment banker. I was in finance. You don't talk about this stuff when you're in finance. People will never work with you. They don't giving your money. Hell, no way. But I gave up that world. I made big decisions in my life because I wanted to live the life I want to. It comes with challenges, but I feel empowered by those instead of being disempowered by the things that are going on outside of me. And I was allowing that to happen, and I was always trying to make things work that just weren't going to work, instead of accepting that this is the message, Landria. This is not where you're supposed to be. This is not working, and it consistently doesn't work. And that was, just how I was living my life, and the deals coming, and the kind of people I was working with, and how people change when there's a lot of money involved, and the things that they'll do to each other, just to get be a part of the deal or be a part of the money or the payout. And it was disheartening. That was not where I was because I was already meditating. I had already gone into an awakened state multiple times. And there was a disconnect. You may be feeling that disconnect. So I want to talk about your goals. I want to talk about that ideal. My whole website, if you go to landrianka.net, is live the life you dream of. What's stopping you from going after your dream life? Now you're going to see the front page is very focused on my internet marketing. The reason I do that is I started out that way because I was thinking, how can people become empowered? They have to find ways that they can, have more freedom, control their finances better, and not have to go into that business world that I was in. I was working with business owners who were having to invest millions of dollars into businesses using other people's investments. Nobody wants that pressure. That's a big job, and they're working 24/7. They were working so hard. That's not the life that I want to live. That's the life I was living. It can be very lucrative, and I'll tell you what, if you live long enough to enjoy your money, congratulations. But there's a better way. So that first page you're going to see is very focused on free videos to learn about internet training. That's not the ideal life for everybody. It's the tools to live the ideal life. There are tools all around you to go after your life. And it's not just internet marketing. I just promote that because I'm saying, as a business person, that to me is like the way to go. Learning how to use the internet to create online businesses. Freedom. Not going into a boss anymore, not having to hire employees, none of that stuff that we used to do. So I promote that as a tool. All right, I have a cat here that's going to bug me like a little child. So I want you to think of this because this is what I want to talk about. That's just one example. I'm going to have other pages on that site. Hopefully at some point you watch this, you're going to go into that site and you're going to see I'm actually creating all those mentoring programs that I keep promising. I've got free ebooks that are going to come out. I have videos, meditation sessions, and I have a 12-week mentoring course to help you step by step Move past your fears, break through all these barriers, drop the crappy beliefs that are limiting you. How do you get rid of that? There's a lot of great teachers out there. So I'm going to give you another way that's very different from anybody else. And this is all we're trying to do is seek happiness. So I'm going to ask you right now, because this is part of what I'm teaching on this channel and the lessons. What are you asking for? So my course is called One Big Thing. What do you want? So many of you shoot low. You're shooting for the $10,000 to pay your bills, or that one job, or that one promotion. Yes, that's part of manifesting. Of course you can do all that. You know, you can manifest things here and there. Excuse me, but what's that one big thing? A lot of you're just surviving. Pay the bills and then, okay, now let's get a nice house and then there's no one big thing that you're going after that's really, everything's going to shoot off from that. So, are you shooting too low? Are you shooting to pay the bills or just to survive? I actually did this with myself this week. You know what shook me up and made me realize, oh my gosh. See, a part of me, because I worked in investment banking, knew that the extremely wealthy people, it's a big responsibility. I do not need to make that kind of money. I never want to go to that place. Never say never. I never want to go to that place if it includes the kind of stress and responsibilities those people take on. So they want that. They love that. They love that crazy world of business and all that 24/7 deal making and stuff. I don't. I'm more creative now. I write. I want to teach. I want to help other people expand their minds, move past the fear, and live an awesome life like I have. My whole life has been going after shooting big. I didn't just say, oh, I'm not likely going to do that. I'd go after it anyways, and darn if most of the time I don't get it. And if I didn't, something really good came from it. So I've lived a life that I'm teaching you. I say, if you want to teach something, master it yourself, and then you can tell other people what to do. And I'm always still working on that. But I'm going to tell you something. I was with a friend who works her tail off and has for many, many years. She's in real estate. We were talking about how much money we were making, because we're shooting for, an awesome life. And she travels and does awesome things. She has no restrictions in her life. And I'm, of course, building my business. I'm working on things to take it to the next level, too. And when she told me what she's doing, what she's actually earning, I realized that I was shooting too low. I was shooting too low. Now, I know that money is definitely doable, but I was trying to, step up to it, because in my head, this is part of my belief system, not my limiting goals, because I absolutely have some huge goals. It was my belief system that, still in my head, when I go to a certain place, that means I'm work like she does, 24/7. And I'm trying to get away from that. But I don't have to do that. She and I are in completely different industries. Hers requires that kind of attention, and less as she, builds her business. Mine, internet marketing, does not require much attention at all, except for in the beginning when you're learning it and building it. But it's not a 24/7 kind of thing. So in my head, if I shot high, if I shot for a certain amount every month, that was pretty crazy, by the way, to most of you. But it's not crazy to me. In my head, I thought I was going to have to do something that was going to put me back into that life of not having a life. So I was shooting somewhere in here. And I realized I was limiting myself. I don't have to work 24/7 to make that money. That's what I'm working for. That's why I'm doing internet marketing. That's why I'm doing all this stuff online. I'm doing what I love. There's so much I can build off of that and bring value to other people. I can change people's lives. And if I can do that and make a great living, guess what I can do with that money? A lot of good things for myself and others, because I don't need a lot anymore. I've had all this stuff. It didn't make me happy. I want the things I want when I want it. I want to travel. I want to do all these things, and I do all that. I fly first class. All right? Are you flying first class? If you're not flying first class, and I'm talking about that in every area of your life, then you're shooting too low. So I reset my goal and I thought, I've got to separate that belief system that I'm going back into that world where we make crazy amounts of money and we don't have lives and we're stressed out. Do you know, I had a heart palpitation and a heart murmur for years. And it was getting so bad that I went in and got a stress test done. And there was nothing, in fact, not only was there nothing wrong with me, I was so super healthy because I ate right, I worked out like crazy, I still do. And I realized when I quit investment banking, no heart murmur, no heart palpitations. I was probably going to ship myself down that pathway of going into cardiac arrest just from stress alone. And I didn't think I was stressed out because I'm still a pretty, spiritually aligned person. Spiritually aligned meaning that, I'm raising my frequency and understanding, what joy is and what's important. But when you're still placing yourself in that situation that's going to be stressful, you can meditate all day. And you're still going to be battling that because you're going back into that environment that you're no longer suited to. That's when you have to start making changes. And you have to shoot big. You have to fly first class. What are you choosing? What are you choosing right now? So, I tell you guys this all the time. Have you seen some of my videos where we set goals? Get that piece of paper out right now, and I want you to think about what you've written on it before, and I want you to throw it out. If it's not first class, if you're not shooting big, and I want you to think big. Now remember, if you say, okay, I'm not going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be a billionaire. Don't write that. That's not what you want. It's like, I don't really need to be a billionaire. In fact, I don't really want to be a billionaire. If you want to make $1 million and, it's not the $1 million. I want you to think about that life you want. What is it you really want? What's that one big thing you want? Shoot big. And then, of course, the money has to match that, of course, or something else is going to have to happen in your life to match that, to make that happen. But I want you to stop shooting low. I want you to stop just struggling to pay the bills and trying to manifest that. You can create, it's just as easy to create a castle as a button. It's in the Bible. These things you shall do and more. McFly, what are you doing? Creating buttons. And they keep falling off and you have to create more. Go get the castle. Again, I'm not talking about monetary value all the time. I'm talking about name that life you want. Most of it includes financial abundance. And that's great. Money should flow to everybody. It's not happiness. So I want you to shoot for what's going to make you happy. Is it a total life of freedom? To paint? To write songs, to garden, to what is it you want to do, to teach other people, to start a school where it's not so screwy as the ones we have here in the United States that limit kids, then the money will come. But shoot big and say, okay, I want this abundance. I want financial abundance because I want to do these things. Because when you're manifesting, you have to have the feelings behind it. You have to really envision it and know you already have it. That's the toughest thing to do. It's tough to envision wealth when somebody tells you you're evicted. But people do it. And when they do it, it works. So quit, I want to be able to pay my rent. No. You want your own house. Because your own house is going to give you security with your family, a yard for your kids and dogs to play in a safe neighborhood. Well, we only need a 3-bedroom. No, maybe you need a 5-bedroom. Maybe you need that extra, office space and maybe a guest room. It's okay to ask for the 5-bedroom, but don't ask for it if it's going to be a burden on you. Don't ask for it because you think more is better. Do it because it feels right. So shoot big with what feels right for you. And I realized I needed to shoot bigger because that I had to really look at what my big picture was. And I thought, wait a minute, you're still taking a baby step, relatively speaking. My steps are really big. But I thought, okay, you're ready to take the next level. Why would you keep it here when you know you can do this and not work anymore? I don't have to work more to hit this. I'm going to have to do some things initially to set that up, but they're things that I love doing. And I realized, wow, okay, that was interesting. That was still that, that little remnants of that life that I don't want to go back to. Like, ugh, I don't want to get caught into that money game. And I realized I'm not caught in the money game. I'm in the abundance game. And this is a game. We're playing a game. I know some people get upset when I say that. It's a game. You're going to find that out. When we go to the other side, we're going to talk, and I'm going to go, remember, I told you, you had control over everything. It's a fun game, and we were not having fun. And then we were. And then we weren't. Then we were. You can have fun all the time. When you're in these situations, I want you to sit and say, okay, I can change all this. And I know it, and you're probably thinking, but I'm not feeling it. Okay. You know what excites me? Shooting for goals. I love it when something's happening. I go, oh, this is great. Okay, what can I do with this? And I get creative, and that's what will inspire you. So say, okay, $1 million. That's why you guys aren't getting excited about $1 million, because you're not thinking about what it can do for you. Say, okay, what life do I want to live? What gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful life do I want to live? I want the guy of my dreams. I want the girl of my dreams. I want 2 kids and a little doggy. If that's what you want, name it. With a guy who just adores me and brings flowers home and doesn't have to be out doing, at the bar all the time. I know some of you people, like, you compromise. You don't need to compromise. Not in that way. It's always good to compromise with other people because we're all human, but some of you compromise to the point where it's a detriment to your joy. And that is where you're thinking from, that's where you're coming from, and you set these low goals. I just want a guy who doesn't beat me up. I really have heard that before. Really? That's ridiculous. How about you can be on your own super happy? You don't have to be in a relationship, guys and girls, to be happy. And then once you get your act together, guess what? The most awesome person's going to show up because you have so much to offer and you're so wonderful to be around and you're so loving and giving. And that person's going to be the same way because you're going to be on the same frequency. Shoot big. Don't hold back. Shooting big may be something for you that somebody else would say that's all you want. But if that's your big, that's okay. It has to make you happy. It has to be something that when you think about it, you are so excited. You go, oh my God, it'd be so awesome to be in that situation. Oh my God, that would feel so great. That would feel so great to not have any debt. That would be so great to own my own home. That would be so great to have a vacation home. That would be so great to just call up and go fly first class and not even think about the price. I was on the phone with Delta. And they, I hope that my makeup's always all over my face and I never know it till I watch the playbacks. I was on the phone with Delta and I said, I want to fly first class. And she says, oh, okay. And I didn't even really ask about the price. And then I had a credit and I said, so what is, how much of the credit do I get? And she says, well, that brings it down to, and it was pretty pricey. And I said, okay. She said, okay. I said, yeah, okay. The voice on the other end was like, she thought I was going to go, oh, I didn't know it was going to be that much. That was the greatest flight. I love flying first class. That was an awesome flight. It was a long flight, so I like to fly first class when it's, a long flight. Oh, I watched I watched A Dog's Life. I got to see a couple great movies. They even gave me my vegetarian meal and a glass of wine. Isn't that how you want to live? You may be living that life, but there's other stuff that's not making you happy. And you're going, yeah, Landria, I have all that stuff. I'm still not feeling happy. Why not? You have to start to tune into that thing that's going to make you feel like you have your purpose. What is it? Keep looking, keep seeking, find it, and then say, I have a big dream. It's pretty big. I'm going to go for it, because when I think of that goal, I get so excited. And that's when the world, the universe, the oneness will start to manifest, because it's connecting to that beautiful feeling of excitement that you have and belief. That even if somewhere in your head you go, this is a tall order, you still feel really good about it. You still keep thinking about it. You're focusing on it. And it feels good. There you go. You got the focus and the feeling. Because you're shooting for something that makes you feel good, not just $1 million. When I say that, I don't get excited. When I think about the business that I can build that's going to change lives and I get to do what I love, that makes me excited. And then I know, because I'm an investment banker, I have to run the numbers of what, how much I have to spend, what do I need to charge for certain things, how much do I have, what do I have to do to run certain systems. And I see those numbers, I go, wow, this could be huge. And I get even more excited because I'm already doing what I love, and then I know that I'm going to be rewarded for it, and so will the other people that I am giving this to. And you can change the world too for yourself. It doesn't always have to be for everybody else, because when you're happy, that joy is going to be for everybody else. Right? Get that pen and paper out and think big. And know that you need to connect to excitement when you write it down, not just a number. It has to represent something beautiful for you, and there's no reason you can't have it. I'm here to tell you there's no reason you can't have it. I'm shooting bigger. I'm listening to my own stuff, and I'm doing it. And I'll keep you posted on all of it. Everything, every day keeps happening for me. And it will for you. All right, what's the mantra I read in the Master Key System? It healed somebody. I am whole. I am perfect. I am strong. I am powerful. I am loving. I am harmonious. I am happy. Repeat that numerous times every day. See what happens. Namaste.